All right, so let's call this meeting to order. It's the Woodbury Select Board meeting. It's Monday, August 24th, 2026 at 6:02. Are there any adjustments to the agenda? All right.
I think Skip is probably not going to be here.
Okay.
We can still address his issue.
All right. The next item is to approve minutes from August 10th and August 17th. Is there a motion?
Make a motion we approve minutes from August 10th and August 17th.
All right. Is there discussion regarding the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes from August 10th and August 17th, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. The motion passes.
To take the cord in and out of the computer. It's old school.
What do you mean?
Take the HDMI cord out of the computer and plug it back in.
Yeah, we tried a couple of times, try it again. If not, we can set all this talk to the differences.
Yeah.
Yes, obviously not getting a signal from the laptop.
Well, the laptop, when it does that flicker thing, it starts to, that means it's connecting. I think it's, yeah. I haven't had an issue yet. Is it there?
I'm going to move on to public comment. Is there any public comment?
Not until we get down to the bottom.
Okay. Hearing no public comment, we're going to move on. I think that you get, when you're ready, or we can come back to you if you want to keep going.
No, it doesn't seem to be working, so
Okay.
I'll give you the update if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. We have Daniel Kenneman from the Winooski Conservation District to
Yeah.
report on the Sabin Pond Watershed Project.
Yeah, thank you. So this is the last time I'll be here in front of you all, and thank you again for all the help that you've given over the course of this last 18 months or so doing this project. Last time we came, we presented a couple of potential designs for some stormwater projects here in town, and we wanted to come and present some updates, and I can send the PDFs to you all. You can circulate them. I'm sorry that this doesn't seem to be doing this thing. Some changes that have been requested from the one that's going to happen, or that we hope maybe will happen at the new fire department. The bioretention area, there was a concern that it might interact with the pipe that's already in the ground there, as well as their new septic system. They've been redrawn such that bioretention, or the basin, basically the infiltration basin, is going to be above that existing pipe, so it should not interfere with that pipe. And the plantings will be kept away from the septic, such that they don't interact with the septic system. So that we'll run those again by the fire chief to make sure before we move forward with any of that. But hopefully those concerns have been addressed. And the other project was the one just down the hill here, which is getting a lot of action right now with the replacement of that culvert. Those have been slightly revised to accommodate the fact that the old firehouse building is coming out. So we had proposed some additional tree planting there, and maybe some like we call a filter burn to take water coming off of the road before it gets into the stream. But those remain largely the same. It's a lot of tree planting and a little bit of lowering of the floodplain so that the stream can access the floodplain more easily. Those are kind of the two big ones that concern the town. The other projects are some gullies over on Harrods Cove Road, which seem like we've come up with a solution for those maybe, which is adding some stone and some check dams to slow the water down as it comes down the hill and hopefully stop depositing so much sediment into the lake as it does so. There's also been a good amount of work on Woodbury Road uphill a bit, which we
Take a look at some.
it's okay, thank you. Which we hope will have addressed a lot of that problem too. We went out there and they did a lot of good work out there, so it looks really nice. The one at Flywheel Farm is turning into largely what we call a strategic wood addition project, so we'll be cutting a lot of trees up higher on the hill to try to hold back some of the water and just slow it down. Eventually the water will come down the hill, right, but at a slower rate. And some of it we hope will
So you're going to cut down trees to slow the water down?
Yeah, so the idea is there are a couple different ways to do it, but one of the ways is to fell trees into the stream to create kind of a temporary porous dam, and so other material will back up against these trees, and it's like if you had a beaver dam in there effectively, and so it will hold some of the water back. Eventually that water will make its way down the hill, but slow its progress down. That's something that's becoming popular somewhat recently, this idea of wood addition as a way to increase access of streams to their floodplains, which helps with nutrients. It brings some of the sediments up out of the stream and deposits them on the land so they don't end up sort of hyper-nutrifying.
You're basically mimicking the natural ecological processes of the streams.
That's the hope. So that project has turned in largely into a wood addition project. And then the other project is the one, the Fish and Wildlife Access, which remains largely the same from the plans that you saw before.
Which was what?
Which was, again, a filter berm, so water coming off of the road will kind of back up against this berm and filter through it before it gets into the lake, and then some tree plantings.
And how does that correspond with the parking? And the
It should not impact the parking.
So
The idea
it's
is
gonna be up higher?
well, it'll be close to the edge of the lake, basically.
Okay.
So that was their request was it's already a small access, we don't really want to impact the parking. So.
Right, well, you don't
Yeah.
want people just driving over your berm.
Correct.
Because they can't put their boat in.
Yeah, right, so at the boat launch, there'll be a gap in the berm, right, so.
And if all goes well and the project matures, it would actually promote the longevity of the parking area so that there's no longer any more erosion.
Yeah.
And the state's approved that? Are
They,
they gonna pay for that?
no, we would find some grant
Oh.
funding for it. They haven't approved it, we don't have like final designs for it. They're like open to being along for the ride, basically, and willing to hear us out as we develop more clear plans.
And out back here, did you get in touch with the other landowner the one that wasn't the town? Behind the fire?
I gave her
what do
my
you call
card,
it?
she
It's
never got
Robin.
What?
Robin is the one you were,
Yeah, so
Okay.
if I could get your email address, because I don't think you ever reached back out to me, it'll be great, and I can reach out to you for the women's fire
Yeah,
auxiliary.
I thought I got back to you.
I don't think so,
Huh.
but if you can just write down, that's the only, yeah, right, if I can get your email, and I'll shoot you an email and we can get that going, but otherwise, that's what we've got. We're in the process of writing the final report. On Wednesday of this week, we have like a public presentation of like the whole process down at the town hall, which people are welcome to come to if they'd like. And
that's what, Wednesday night?
Wednesday at 4, it's in like late afternoon. right
4,
before the end of the day.
This Wednesday?
This Wednesday, yeah, 2 days from now. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So, I guess maybe I spaced out on some of what you were explaining about the fire department and the septic mound there, and
Yeah.
what else was?
Well, the other concern is that there's already like a drainage pipe kind of at the same location where we want to install this collection basin, and so the plans have been adjusted to just do the basin like over the top of that existing pipe to not really interact with it.
So you're not planning to, or you're not hoping to plant a whole bunch of trees in our new park?
Well, the hope was also to plant some trees along where that house is getting removed, the buyout there next to the new fire station, like on that side, and then some trees also on the side, the stream side of the fire department. So
The
that's
side where the
also
woods are.
correct. Yeah, correct.
I know.
So the next steps for you in terms of the, town projects would be what?
Yeah, so our hope is that there's some funding that's gonna come available in maybe a month or so for application, right? And what we would ask is like a letter of support, just saying that like if the funding comes through, we agree to do this project. Obviously you're gonna wanna see the plans, I assume, so I'll make sure that you get them before we ask you for that. We were hoping to show them today, I'm sorry, technological difficulties.
Will you have your own rig on Wednesday?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, that would be the next step, was be asking for like a letter of support for the grant, because they're not gonna give us the money if the landowner is not interested, so.
So those, go ahead, Michael.
Did you look at the runoff from Route 14 that goes down on Valley Lake Road and then into the Kingsbury Brook? Was that anything that you looked at?
I'm sure that it was. If it didn't rise to the top, we have like a little formula for like what we consider priority projects, and it probably just didn't pan out that way, yeah.
Okay.
Usually it has to do with like cost effectiveness combined
Right.
with landowner interest and that kind of thing. So if we didn't consider it super cost effective or like the solutions to be cost effective, then it just didn't rise to the top for that reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means it's less of a concern for you and what happens.
Well, it's interesting because sometimes things that are like, we think about like, it would be a really good idea to do this, just turn out to be like too expensive or something, right? So they don't end up being priorities, not because we don't think they would be a good project, but just because the amount of money you'd have to put into it,
Right.
you know, doesn't make any sense. So,
So there's two projects that the town will see when you send the
yeah.
PDFs. Yeah.
Right, and one of them is owned by the Women's Fire Auxiliary,
Yeah.
not the town, which
Okay.
we had thought was owned by the town initially.
So it's
Well,
really just the
the
one.
land
project.
behind the old fire station is the town.
Is the town, okay, so then you will see two.
Two, good.
So you
Great.
will see two. Because it includes that land as well as your land. So it's like it'll be a combination of the two pieces,
Okay.
yeah.
Great.
So, yeah. I would send that maybe in a couple of weeks, for you. I'll get these plans to you to review them sooner than that, but then the request for the letter would be in a couple of weeks probably.
Alright.
And if you want, I can write something up for you to modify and sign. If that's easier, just let me know. Like a template.
Probably.
Yeah, totally.
That would be great. Well, if you don't mind sending it, that would be great.
Happily,
Yeah.
yeah, happily.
And then if we have questions after we see the plans,
Totally,
we could, at a meeting,
absolutely, 100%. Yeah,
we do a phone call with you so you don't have to come all the way back down
Yes.
there or something.
yes.
Great.
That's not, yeah,
And that's after you've gone and tried to secure funding, right?
Well, so we want the letter before we try to secure funding because they won't give us the money if the landowner if they're like, we don't have proof that the landowner is interested, they're not going to give us the money. So we would want to have that stuff ironed out before we apply. Usually this money comes available more or less every fall. So if we miss it this year, we can try again next year. But that just pushes the project out, 18 months or so. So if we get it this fall, then it's like a next year kind of implementation. So if we were to apply next fall, then it would be like the summer after that. So,
Yeah.
but it is a pretty regular pot of money that's been pretty reliable over the past couple of years. So.
And where does that come from?
Organization called the Lake Champlain Basin Program. It's like a kind of an offshoot of the EPA. Most of their money is EPA derived, so it's like a federal source of money. But they fund projects in the Lake Champlain Basin to basically try to improve water quality in the lake. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Have you had any interest from Woodbury Lake people at all?
Some. I know. So the hard part is, I know there's some interest on Harris Cove Road, but because they don't have a road association, we would need like a letter from like everybody on the road. If there's an association, the association could just write the letter of support, right? But because they don't really, they have that road association, then we need like everyone individually to buy in, which makes it complicated to get money for it. Those gullies are off of Harris Cove Road, so that's another option. And there are a couple of smaller kind of maybe tree planting projects that we might pursue. But largely it's these that we drew plans for that we think are the most promising to actually get done in the near future. We'll keep following up with people on the lake, but there was some interest and some not. I went to their lake association meeting this spring. They were grateful that we did the project or the study, but there wasn't a lot of biting for stuff to happen on their properties. Except in case, go
They
ahead.
have another meeting coming up, first part of September.
They may. I don't think I'll need to go to that one. I tried to do this public presentation on Wednesday before they all left after Labor Day, in the hopes that some of them would come. It's been posted to their Facebook page, so hopefully those are. Yeah.
Any other questions for Daniel?
I appreciate you having us.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry the technology didn't work out.
It's all good.
Okay, we can send the PDF, which has all the designs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
Well, have a safe trip back
Thank you.
to wherever you're headed.
Enjoy your meeting.
Thanks.
This is not our HTML.
That's not our thing.
All right, so we are, Skip Markstani is not here, but there is a I saw that email from him. I'm not sure I entirely understood it.
Well, I brought a copy.
This is replacing the hotspot at the town office. It sounds like that during COVID, the state provided the hotspot, and then they got rid of it recently without any kind of
Or stop supporting it or
Just stop
something like that.
supporting it.
Yeah. So this would be a hotspot supported through RB. Is that true?
That's my understanding.
No, RV, he said, yeah, RV would buy the thing, which is, the best price Skip could get was $300 and RV could get it for $280.
Can
Plus
you
they
tell me
would-
what RV is?
RB technology.
RV technology. Okay.
Yeah, and, so, they would, somehow set it up to go with our stuff.
Okay.
Our other stuff, and Skip did quite a lot of work on how to get this done, but it's $300, and I think we should just allow it, approve it.
Okay. You want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the plan that Skip came up with for replacing the hotspot at the town office, which is a nice benefit for people.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the replacement of the hotspot, supported by RV Technology at the town hall, it should be, right?
Town office.
Town office. Please say aye. Diana made the motion, so she approves it, so the motion passes. All right, moving on, we have the request for help with funds from East Long Pond. So we did send the MOU off to the attorney. We have a couple of questions, I think.
Yeah.
And then you guys probably have some either information or questions yourselves.
Sure.
I would guess. Let me just get that up again. But I think one question I think that everybody has is, and I know that you may have explained it, but what is the necessity of having an entity like Woodbury be the fiscal sponsor
Yeah.
for this?
And what the attorney asked was, why wouldn't Hardwick Electric Department be more appropriate, since they have, more
Yeah.
staff and more power?
Yeah. Well, a couple of reasons. I think the first one is, first off, we need a 501c3 as a fiscal sponsor, and we need it to be a municipality. So like, if it's, we're not be able to flow any of the FEMA funds through to a private organization. So that could be either Woodbury or Hardwick. The pond is obviously in Woodbury. The taxpayers around the pond pay Woodbury, so we thought we'd start with you guys first. Any fundraising that we do, I've talked to the Vermont Community Foundation, any of the foundations, they require a fiscal sponsor to get started. I don't know, Sue, if you have any other feedback.
But there's more than just setting up a checking account and putting
Oh,
money in.
yeah. Yeah,
We're not sure what that piece looks like, and I think we would come to you individually on each thing that we were asking, but right now, we really just need a fiscal sponsor to start fundraising. Because we have like a goal that we're trying to get done this fall, and we have people that wanna donate, we have foundations that we are in communication with, grants that we're applying for, and we have nowhere to put any money, so we really can't move forward on anything. Very simply, Hardwick owns Hardwick Electric. So having Hardwick that owns the asset be the person who is also the bookkeeper almost is like in my opinion, is almost a little bit of a conflict
Well,
of interest.
Hardwick Electric would be, I don't think the town would
The
be
town owns
interested in
Hardwick
doing
Electric.
it. Yeah, I realize that, but
Yeah.
it's,
So going to the town to ask them to, you know, it's like having them on both sides of the equation, or on the same side of the equation. And, you know, that didn't make a lot of sense.
Well, actually, that's the way it should be, but
Well,
because they didn't want to the last time, that's why we,
Woodbury was willing to do it for Nichols, and I didn't,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm not sure why it came up as,
So our lawyer, you know, he said he could take a deeper dive, but, you know, he also felt like the Hardwick Electric Department, would be the more appropriate,
Fiscal sponsor.
fiscal sponsor, thank you.
Yeah.
And the town of Hardwick has the capacity to hold any grants or donated funds, and it is the town of Hardwick that owns and has the responsibility for repairing the dam.
Can I ask
He
you-
also said,
Just-
just one second,
Okay.
he also said that he wasn't sure that the town of Woodbury has the authority to create and manage a fund to serve as a pass-through for work by another entity.
but they've done it already.
But it doesn't mean it
20
was
years
legal.
ago.
So, I mean, he said he would do a deeper dive if we wanted to, but he also said that if we plan to go forward, he recommended some strengthening to the MOU, the language of the MOU. And in addition, he also mentioned that this would be, as did our town treasurer, that this would be an increased burden upon the town treasurer for,
That's certainly reasonable,
yeah,
but we do pay taxes to this town. And we're, you know, I mean, as taxpayers, we're asking for a little bit of assistance where we generally ask for none.
sure. I think that,
I'm pretty sure that's what Hardwick would say too.
Yeah.
They'd be like, well, you pay your taxes to Woodbury. I'm anticipating that's what their comment will be.
so I'll read you one of it. It says, I'm not certain that you should take on that responsibility, as the town of Woodbury will have the obligation to make sure that the funds are spent appropriately, even if you are not the project manager. So there's as you can understand, that gives me pause.
Right, and I think maybe that's something in the wording. I would say let's take it, let's not look at the wording and let's look at the big picture. And, you know, as the town that we reside in, are you willing to help us save our lake? You know? I mean, we can fix the wording so that Woodbury does not have liability over the pieces that it doesn't want liability over. That's words. But, you know, the bigger question is, will you help us?
Is the Hardwick Electric willing to do all the things that were,
We'll know
They
tomorrow.
weren't, they were
We're
not
having a
willing,
second meeting with
when
Hardwick
we
Electric.
had, I was involved with the
The
Nichols Pond
engineering and
dam
stuff.
replacement. Hardwick Electric didn't want anything to do with helping, and there was really not much of a relationship between the town of Hardwick and Hardwick Electric. It may be better now,
yeah, I
but
think
back
they're
then,
closer now.
you know, so the only thing that Hardwick Electric wanted to do was oversee the work when it happened.
Yeah.
So, and have you looked into the history of, I mean, I don't have an understanding of how Woodbury was the fiscal agent for that. I was just the person
Yeah,
doing
we've
the
got a lot
fundraising.
of, we got a lot of files, Lily's been.
Have you looked into that to see what was
Lily's
set up
been
before?
looking through that.
Okay, all right. So
The,
I wouldn't expect Hardwick Electric or Hardwick to want to get involved with
But
that.
according to what was in the MOU,
Yeah.
they're being committed to do all the engineering.
Okay, so that's a bit of a nuance, I think. When it's, you know, I reread that, that's, I would say number 8, you know, the department shall be solely responsible for all aspects of permitting, designing, engineering. They're clearly gonna, we have an engineer that we're trying to contract with that would take care of all of that. And so they're going to be supervising, participating in the permitting, they have to sign everything, so they
So
have
who's
to.
gonna be hiring them and paying them?
I mean, the
The town of
town
Woodbury?
would be doing that, yeah, I mean, the town would be,
The fundraising.
yeah, the
that we're doing.
fundraising that we would be doing.
Fundraising for that.
would
Okay,
be-
but that's what, yeah, the MOU says that the
Yeah, and I think
Hardwick
so.
Electric is gonna take
Wording
on
needs
that.
to be
Yeah, some
adjusted on this
wording.
for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, in the end, Hardwick Electric will need to sign off on permits and the acceptance of the engineering, et cetera. So that, you know, in the end, that's what who will end up owning, signing off that things are done correctly, and because they're gonna own the dam in the end.
So am I
Have to
right?
maintain it over time.
I have a couple questions. Am I right to understand that the select board would be responsible for putting together the RFP, putting the RFP out, accepting bids, choosing a contractor?
No, I don't think so.
I would,
I
the
think
way it's
so.
worded in,
I think we would be. If,
That didn't happen with Nichols.
doesn't mean it's not, it shouldn't have happened.
But if, I mean, in that
In which
section
case-
here,
Yeah,
hold on, I'm just trying to get to that part here.
The civil engineer would do all the permitting,
yeah,
and then,
but it would, that's not that different from what happens now when we do it, right?
yeah, when we have our civil engineer
Yeah,
do a design work, like for the
Yeah.
culvert this happened, he took care of the permits, he took care of the RFP for the construction, etc.
sure, but we ultimately are responsible for those things, like we are the ones that, the RFP is really issued from the Woodbury Select Board. And
Not
And
necessarily,
we are the-
it would be issued, it could be issued from Hardwick Electric. The
Yeah.
catch is that the pond association would be paying for the engineering and the permitting, etc.
Yeah.
Not the town. It would be the funds that they're trying to raise
and
that
all
would pay
come
for it.
out of what their fundraising is,
Yeah,
or,
And then I have another question, which I think is, it's probably naive, but you mentioned a 501c3, and that is a nonprofit entity that can apply for grants, cannot apply for grants, or?
Yes, it can.
Yeah.
But you have nonprofit status as a town. So you wouldn't need a 501c3.
And then the only thing that a 501c3 couldn't do, if I understood you right, is accept FEMA funds?
Correct, yeah,
Yeah, and do you anticipate that there would be FEMA funds
Yeah.
available? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So we, you know, I've done grant administration, Michael's done grant administration, Lily's done
Lot of
some. I mean, it's a lot of work
Yep.
for us to take on.
It should be able to be baked into the cost of the project.
and the town shouldn't be doing any grant administration. That would be up to the association. They would be the ones writing the grants and overseeing them.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're probably worried about the cost of the grant administration.
Well, I'm talking about the work.
Okay.
So with Nichols, there were no grants involved.
Yeah.
FEMA was not involved. We basically raised the money ourselves. It's not quite the bill that they're dealing with. You know, it cost about $300,000 to repair that dam. So, and that was my main role, was the fundraiser.
Yeah,
So we had to raise the money.
We did a FEMA grant for an old store over here, and it was like 5 years. It took, and we just got done fighting with FEMA about the damages from 2-3 years ago,
Be careful taking
2023.
FEMA funds.
yeah.
It's, I mean, thank goodness we had a couple of really capable people who were willing to do all that work. I don't know whether you have anybody up there who wants to be a part-time.
Yeah, we've got a couple of people with experience with grant writing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
thankfully.
Yeah,
What we don't have is a good lawyer.
Oh, darn. Yeah. Work on that.
Yeah, right? Yeah. We did sell a couple of properties recently, so who knows?
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the responsibility for, and I apologize, I've never been through this before, so I don't know. I'm asking maybe silly questions. But let's say a contractor submits a bill. That bill comes to the town of Woodbury.
Mhm.
The town of Woodbury is responsible for paying that out of the fund that of money, pot of money that you guys have
Yeah.
collected.
Mhm.
And the responsibility for that, making sure that that work was done correctly, falls on the town of Woodbury.
Shouldn't fall on Hardwick Electric. I always
Should
think of
fall on
Hardwick
Hardwick
Electric
Electric.
as your subcontractor. Maybe the way to think about it, like, you're gonna ask them, you're gonna have, I mean, I agree that we need to spell out some certain things in here, like you need to grade on a sign-off criteria. You know, like, how do you know, what does complete mean?
Yeah.
Before I pay a bill, and you're gonna ask for paperwork on that they've signed off on it.
Yeah.
And then, once that's in your hand, you write the check and it goes away.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a lien release, and maybe there's some other things, so then make sure that you're protecting yourself.
I would recommend that Hardwick Electric be the entity that would submit the invoices for the work, any of the work,
Yeah.
to the town. And, you know, not,
Yeah.
That's an interesting, yeah.
not the association or the town. They're overseeing the project. They should be just coming to the town office and say, here's this invoice. You know, can you write a check from the fund?
And if they want,
And then they would pay. They would take that check and do the payment.
Yeah, the association isn't party to this agreement. It's between Woodbury and Hardwick. So we're an advocacy group, but I would think of it as you're the fiscal sponsor, you're handling the funds, and they're your subcontractor is probably the easiest way to think about it.
also the engineer, whoever writes
Yeah.
a contract with the engineer would determine what level of responsibility they have. They might be, the bills might go to them first to have everything confirmed that it's accurate and all that, and then,
Yeah, I mean, you could, if you wanted to have that kind of like third-party verification of, you know, the work that's done. The engineer is gonna prepare all the work, all the documents for permitting, you know, the documents that would be, you know, the requirements, the scope of work that would be in the RFP. But if you wanted them to work directly for you, they could be a different subcontractor, so you can kind of, you know, you have, I would think it'd be cleaner to have the engineer, you know, mechanics of it, I don't know that I've thought through completely, but I think it'd be cleaner if we just got all the bills from Hardwick Electric and, you know, and let them deal with the liability of their subcontractors. But if you could also structure it so the engineer works for you and Hardwick Electric works for you to get it done.
I would recommend that Hardwick Electric come to a meeting so you can have a better understanding of what they're willing to be responsible for.
Yeah, and I think in the meantime, we need, as you said, I think that document needs to be tightened up a little bit, or like kind of like spell out exactly like
For sure.
some of these questions about who's responsible.
Yeah.
I did have our treasurer look at this and at the MOU, and the questions were, she said that after reading through it, my understanding I would be responsible for managing the fund, including tracking donors and contributions, including records needed if funds must be returned, managing any grant funds and related requirements, depositing all funds, accounting and reporting, processing and paying invoice, potentially handling donor acknowledgements, although this is less clear in the agreement. She just would want to clarify the responsibilities with the East Long Pond Group. So I think clarifying those as well as what the treasurer would be responsible for.
Yeah, I think the fund collection, the grant management, that would definitely fall on you guys. Not that you'd be fundraising, but that you would be accepting funds, depositing funds, and then, God forbid, something went sideways and we had to return the money because the project couldn't move forward, then that would be another thing that would have to be done. If there's any kind of acknowledgement or receipt of funds, that's a nonprofit, so they can write it off, that would be another step. But I think most of the project work would all fall, I mean, all the project work should fall on Hardwick Electric.
And the engineer you're working with, is that someone that was hired by?
Yeah.
No,
he hasn't been
not
hired
hired yet. We can't move forward because we can't fundraise.
Okay, I didn't know whether maybe it was some really
Yeah. We have a
friendly
special work.
person that wanted to help you.
Yeah, he's a really good person.
He's done a lot of the dam work in
He's done
Vermont.
hundreds of dams in Vermont.
Who's that?
Can we say that?
I think we could say.
Yeah, Jeff Tucker is his name. He lives on Joe's Pond, local guy. You know, he was executive at Du Bois and King. Now he runs his own business, and you know, he's willing to help us out. So we have a scope of work for what's included in the entire project, but we're only focused right now on phase 1 of that. What we're really up against is trying to get the site survey work done this fall, before snow flies. So, because the whole project's gonna stall for the winter, if we can't get the site survey work done.
Well, if we got a surveyor, I mean, that's a
Yeah,
month
we
long.
got Jason Chase
We've
lined
got a
up.
surveyor lined up.
We do, oh,
We just need
Need to
to
raise
put
the
money.
some money, yeah. Yeah, we're kind of in a, do some quick turnaround things. We talk to Hardwick Electric tomorrow morning. We have our member meeting tomorrow night. Making some good progress with the state of Vermont is reviewing everything. Ben Green at the state of Vermont, he's actively involved. Jeff knows all of these people.
Who's that?
Ben Green is the state engineer for the high hazard program, high hazard dam program.
Okay.
And he's the connection to FEMA. And because of the condition of East Long Pond, we're like #1 highest priority to fix. So things we're going to rate very high in any kind of ask for FEMA money. The next round of FEMA money is in March, and in order for us to prepare for that round, we have to get a site survey work done, do the engineering over the winter, be ready to have a shovel-ready project in March. So things are moving quickly, and the biggest problem that we have is if there is a failure of that dam, there's no way to get it back. So they're not fixing dams that have breach anymore.
So what, they haven't breached?
That have a breach
Oh,
of,
that have a breach.
that fail. There's a couple
When
other.
you say they don't.
The state
The
of
state will
Vermont,
not allow
yeah.
a
They will not allow
reconstruction
it.
if there's a
If
failure.
there's a failure, so you have to get to the point where you have a permit, like an interim pending permit. And so that's why we're on this mad dash to try to get it done. Dam may last another 100 years without a single problem with it, but it's showing its age, and I don't think that's gonna happen.
It's more the spillway.
Spillway,
That's the more serious aspect.
yeah,
Yeah, and there's leaks, there's leaks in the earthen dam, there's
Earthen
leaks in the
dam.
spillway.
the gate doesn't.
The gate hasn't been
work.
opened in years,
Mhm.
so we have no idea if that's even functional,
Right.
you know, and it's a priority for the state, but
Yeah,
The
It's
state
not their
doesn't put
problem.
any
They-
money in it?
they don't own it.
Oh.
Well, we don't know. We don't know if the state will.
Oh,
But we
Yeah.
can't, the very biggest problem is we can't apply for anything because we have nowhere to put money.
we have a number of foundations that we're looking at. Vermont Community Foundation has a number of donors that are interested in this kind of project, either for the environment or for disaster preparedness. The Linflack Foundation is also, interested in protecting the environment. So we have 6 or 7 that we're looking at right now, including the Woodbury Fund, which is another one that we'd like to get more information on and approach to, at least try to get this first phase of engineering done.
I mean, if you get a bunch of foundation grants for, $20,000 and $50,000 or something, that's not gonna get you very far, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You're looking at.
Which is why we need to be able to apply for the FEMA grants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, certainly, it will go towards the matching we need for FEMA.
Yeah, it's a 35-65 split on FEMA money, so we
For
use
high
that
hazard dams.
for high hazard dams. So
35, 55?
35. We only have to raise 35
You mean
Percent.
to get the
45?
other 65% in federal money. If Woodbury qualifies for disadvantaged community, I'm not sure if it does, I've heard it
It
does.
does, yes.
Okay,
It's
then
a
the
90-10
match may be
split on
90-10.
Is that just on brick or is that on the high hazard?
I don't know about high hazard dams, but for other projects,
I think it's a
it
community
is not
designation.
percent.
Yeah, so the brick program, we might qualify for 90/10 on the engineering piece,
Mhm.
which would be fantastic, because that would, help us get that engineering bill paid
Yeah.
and, get that, at least the planning phase in motion.
So, what's the response from them so far? Have you talked to them, somebody about the brick program?
And the next application, it's like a rolling
Is
application.
that the regional, the one that the regional
One
planning
closed in
commission
July, yes.
handles?
One closed in July, the next one is in maybe, it's in a couple months from now. So we're working with the regional planning commission.
It's the same program, Diana, that,
Yeah.
for the watershed studies.
So what do you say?
What?
We're trying to get, we're going to our member, meeting tomorrow to try to raise $12,000. And
4,000?
12,000.
12,000.
We need 12,000 for the survey,
We need 12,000 for the survey.
so that we can get an engineer to work over the winter.
Yeah.
So do those people who are doing those donations, do they need to know that it's going to a nonprofit or?
I think that would be helpful. It's about $400 a camp.
Yeah.
Do you have a treasurer with your association?
We don't have, we
Or
we
maybe
have
you could
a,
elect one tomorrow night.
yeah, we have somebody who
With that background.
is she's in accounting at
I
Central
would
Hospital.
suggest you have a treasurer and you can put that money.
Yeah,
in.
she'd be good.
It's her role.
Okay.
It's not been designated, but yeah, that was her volunteer.
Actually, she is designated.
Maybe you should have,
She's
yeah,
designated.
just have her be elected.
No, she's actually designated in the bylaws, so it's.
Robin, you did?
This is a question off the financial part of it. If that dam was to let go, where would that water go?
Hardwick.
Hardwick.
Hardwood.
Right down out of,
Through Nichols.
through Nichols. My camp would probably be washed into the pond.
Through Macville.
And Macville, and then down the old channel where the Hardwick Electric used to have like a pet stock for generating electricity.
That's why they run.
That's why the dam is at East Long and Nichols. In the old days, when they had a pet stock, and they actually generated electricity hydroelectrically, and they would control the water level in East Long and Nichols, so in the summer when water was slowing up, they could let water out, and it would keep generating electricity, and then it would help catch the spring runoff, the ponds would fill up then. And I think it was in 1973 when there was a major flood in this area that whole pet stock system got kind of blown away, and they never tried to rebuild it. I'm not sure that's when that happened, but they kind of gave up on that at some point when probably didn't make enough electricity and cost too much to maintain. I don't know. But.
So where Hardwick had that, what did you call it, there on Route 14? Is that by the Casey Hall?
Yeah, right. Casey
Okay.
Hall, where the substations are for Hardwick
And the
Electric.
storage buildings?
And the storage buildings.
Okay.
Yeah, and the little new kind of deli
Snack shack.
shop.
Yep. Okay.
That's where the water would end up. Yeah. And then it would continue flowing down into the Lamoille. All that water flows into the Lamoille.
Okay.
I can see your reluctance to try to get into this because, it's a lot of time, it's somebody's time, it's a lot of cost. And you think about, it's a lot of energy.
Well, it's not that as much as the possible liability and responsibility, in my opinion.
Well, that's why it would be good to see what happened before. I
liability.
don't know what happened before as far as, but I do know that Woodbury, that the money was kind of held by
It
Woodbury
was
in a
pretty
special
easy.
fund.
According to Norman, it was went pretty slick.
Yeah,
But that was 20 years ago, and there was no FEMA, no grants involved. So.
yeah, that's the, and the town shouldn't have to manage those grants or apply for them. I mean, that should be
Yeah.
either Hardwick
But that-
Electric or the
And
association.
that's, I mean, that's the, we're willing to take that on, that's not something we're asking you to do. Oh, but,
And I can tell you that I think the way, there's a current round of FEMA money right now, and the money is flowing through the state of Vermont to the, it would have, if we had been ready for it, it would have flowed through the state of Vermont to you guys. So you don't, it's not like a direct relationship with FEMA. Do you have a direct relationship with FEMA right now on what you're
Reluctantly.
Yeah,
We don't have, we have,
you
FEMA
have
is kind of a sour taste in our mouths.
yeah,
But if you were going through the state to the state and they were managing it to FEMA, like, does that help at all? Like,
Not much.
Yeah, the Vermont Emergency Management sort of was representing FEMA in the last year or so of our dealings with them, and it was not any better.
Just as much problem.
Yeah.
okay.
So,
Because ultimately you're answering to the requirements, and then you just have a lot of other people with fingers in the pie, but it's ultimately FEMA's requirements because it's their money. So that's where it gets complicated. But I think, is it fair to say the concern is more of like if we're the pass-through for the money, we become responsible for anything that it's used for and outcomes of what it's used for, even if there's other people doing the work.
Mm-hmm. I think that's.
You're responsible for the liability of the dam? Is that what you're?
No, just for like, just if the money passes through the town of Woodbury, then the town of Woodbury implicitly carries some liability and some responsibility for that. I think that's the concern, at least.
What about cost overruns? I mean, I don't know any large-scale construction projects that don't have cost overruns. We just had one right over there. It was an unexpected concrete bill, and that came out of nowhere. And these are, things that were done before. So that's my question. If all of a sudden it exceeds the amount that was raised, is Woodbury now on the hook for that? Because we're responsible for paying.
Right. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I can see that would be a concern, but that's not what we're looking for.
Sure.
So if we need to,
I mean, there's probably 100
inherently
ways to
write
do
that
it.
in there, yeah.
I think it's all in that legal document that
Right.
the MOU just needs to be.
So if we come up with the right wording and the right protections for the town of Woodbury, is this a project that you would help us with?
If it's as simple as, you make it sound.
Yeah. I think
Would you deal
I
with
mean-
any project that was funded by FEMA?
I mean, John's got one going right now.
Well,
Let's get right down to it. Like, would you deal with any project that was funded by FEMA?
I think it would
You have
totally
to.
depend on, we had a FEMA manager
Yeah.
who's put in, I mean,
Oh.
it was a part-time job.
Yeah.
And in the end, and he did well, there's two people actually.
Great.
Mhm.
Who are they?
I mean, you should hire them because
Yeah.
they're very good at what they do, but it was hours and hours and hours of
Paperwork.
paperwork. It was a part-time
Very
job,
frustrating.
and it is an incredibly frustrating experience.
But now we have Claude that can do all that for us.
Yeah, sure.
Now you have what?
AI?
Oh my God.
I mean, the association should be dealing with FEMA, not the town. I don't think that's
Yeah,
not fair to ask us to deal with them.
Would be a
I
nightmare.
would-
I don't think that that's what we're asking.
No, I don't either.
I would, it's either
But I wanna
gonna be
make sure-
us, Hardwick Electric, or somebody's gonna be hired with project funds to deal with FEMA
Mhm.
and to do all this paperwork. I mean, I don't think it's your responsibility.
Hmm.
Just need all that spelled out and make sure
Right.
that FEMA is.
So FEMA is the number one, FEMA, a grant administrator. There is, I would say there has to be some, is the question of liability and,
Roles and responsibilities.
Say that again.
Roles and responsibilities.
it's
You know.
the racy,
Now, some of the grant funding organizations require reporting.
They all do.
Yeah, do they?
They all do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
some are pickier than others.
And I'd be really curious in like how that organization of that hierarchical organization works. You know, if Hardwick Electric is a subcontractor, I'd love to see that all kind of spelled out.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to reread this, but I thought it was in here. But it's not like crystal clear, but I thought they were responsible for the engineering and all the permitting and all the construction. And,
So if we sign that the way it is and they haven't agreed to all that, then.
no, this is right. I mean, this is a little awkward that we're going to you and then we're gonna go to Hardwick.
Yeah, I
And
know.
then we're gonna, sometime we have to like get together and talk about this.
I will propose that. I mean, certainly we're gonna take your concerns and, you know, make some adjustments to how this is written, for sure. But we're meeting with Hardwick in the morning, so they're gonna have concerns
Yeah.
that we're gonna need to,
Yeah.
you know, address as well. And hopefully, you know, we can convince a representative from Hardwick Electric to come maybe to the next meeting.
So
And see if we can't
you're
kind of pound out.
meeting with somebody from Hardwick Electric,
In the morning,
the manager?
yeah,
Okay.
Scott Johnston.
Can I ask another dumb question? Probably a dumb question. In the event that you formed a 501c3,
Mhm.
the East Long Pond Association, could you then accept funds to be able to pay like a lawyer to hire a lawyer and then still have would that prevent you from entering into an agreement like we're talking about if you formed a 501c3 so that you could accumulate some funds to get the ball rolling?
I don't know how long that would take.
No, because, well, one, it would have to be a federally approved 501c3, at this point could take many months.
Mm.
Because, you know, it just would. So it wouldn't work on our timeline. Could we, you know, in theory, do that? Yeah, I probably could, but we would totally miss the window that
We'd
we're
lose
up
a year.
against.
Yeah,
And
I just
maybe- and maybe around
foresee
there.
you guys needing a lawyer for this
Yeah,
MOU.
yeah.
So I didn't know
Well,
how that all
yes
works.
and no. We're not party to this agreement, you know, but I hear what you're saying. We're an advocacy group that's trying to make this work between Hardwick and Woodbury.
Mm.
That's the way it was last time too. That was you know, the Friends of Nichols Pond were an advocacy group.
Mhm.
I mean, that's what it really comes down to. And
See, my memory of Woodbury's role, and Norman's would be better than mine, is that basically Woodbury created a special fund, like all of our other special funds, for the dam repair, and the treasurer wrote the checks and Hardwick Electric oversaw all of the construction, the design, etc. And then it was up to the Pond Association to gather the money. Yeah. So, and I don't know if the money came directly to the town office or whether it came to somebody in the committee first. I remember we kept a record of what was donated, so.
I think you had a large.
If there's paperwork on what happened, you know, it would be great to, I wouldn't mind looking at that
Yeah, there's
myself.
about 3 to 4 inches of file.
Yeah, and really Norman was part of that committee. John Meyer was part of that committee, and the Campbell earning Guy Nichols, who was fairly wealthy and did put up half the money that we had to raise.
Yeah.
So we were very lucky that way too. And then once the money was there, Hardwick Electric just took over. They worked with DeWolf. They hired the contractor, DeWolf, and they did the work, and they oversaw the project. And that fund paid the bills. And there was it's my understanding, there was no really liability to the town for any of that. I'm not totally clear on what the whole process was. I was focused on one part of it.
So your association does not have like a road fund or anything? How do you take care of your roads?
Email.
Yeah.
Email, we need money for gravel.
But who takes money? Somebody must,
Yeah, somebody picks it up and
Yeah.
on their credit card and gets it delivered, and then we send them checks
The town supplies gravel and they do the work.
periodically, yep.
That's
Periodically
basically
for the town road. I mean, most of it is private, which we handle ourselves. So one of our camp owners, his road was bad, and he said, I ordered $1,500 worth of gravel. If you want to donate. And
We haul gravel out
Everybody
there
did.
every year.
Does somebody have a checking account? Does the association have a checking account?
nothing.
But you have an association, right?
We have a dam association.
Dam
We do not have
association.
a lake association.
Oh, you don't have a.
The sole purpose is to fix the dam.
Friends of, so the Friends of East Lawn Pond is
It's
just,
actually called the East Long Pond Dam Association.
The Friends of East Long Pond is just the
Just
email
an email
address.
address.
Yeah. And a Facebook page, I think.
Somewhere. Yeah.
I think having a pond association does give you some kind of status within the state.
It does. And we've applied, we
Okay.
not applied, but we told them about us, our dam association.
then you're gonna have a structure, and you're gonna have,
We have a state 501c, but we have not applied for the
We're
federal.
a state
501c.
nonprofit.
oh,
Check the
Really?
box that you're a 501c3, but you literally have to get the 501c3 from the feds to
the
be.
state gives you a 50, an exemption number?
Don't give you, there's no number. They give you, we don't have a tax ID yet.
Oh,
So there is no money flowing through the organization. There's really actually no purpose to be registered with the Secretary of State's office. But
I'm just wondering why you can't have people give you donations for the first phase and just set up a checking account, and the only thing you wouldn't have is for them to be able to deduct it on their tax.
Because we have to go through the federal government to do that, and they're
Or the town.
minimum a year
Right.
behind.
Right.
yeah.
I mean, if you're only talking about, what'd you say, $12,000 for the survey?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to do this where we get a fiscal sponsorship, we get a checking account set up, we take care of phase one of this, and then we continue this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, is there a way to get through what we need to get through this fall? And without creating this huge liability, all we're doing is paying for survey work at this point. And come back and talk about it some more. Certainly we have to get Hardwick Electric involved and talk this through. I think we'll learn some more tomorrow. So if we could simplify it to phase one, we can share the scope of work with you so you can know we're serious. That might be something that might be a middle ground that we could.
You might bring it up with your association meeting, if they would be willing to go ahead just without the 501, without a fiscal sponsor, just to do your first phase. I mean, if you're in a hurry, that's another option.
Why have you never formed a pond association?
Very simply because I don't think most of at least half of the landowners do not want to be in a position where anyone else on the lake can tell them how to utilize their own property.
Same reason Woodbury Lake. Does Woodbury Lake have a pond
We
association?
They
do have a
do.
pond association.
They do? I thought this guy was saying there, and he'd have to, like, on
He
Harris
said that
Cove.
the Herrick's Cove
That's-
Road
that's a
doesn't have a
different lake.
separate
They
association.
don't have a road association, I've never
Right.
heard of that.
I've never heard of that.
Well,
yeah.
some roads do because they need to collect,
Okay.
it's easier for them to collect money for the,
Ah,
yeah.
I mean, we made a lot of progress. We've been working on this since 2001, 21.
Oh,
Not
really?
the 2021. We've made a lot of progress on
Oh,
talking through what the association is. This is the best way for us to do it. This is like the sole purpose. What happens to it afterwards, I have no idea. But the point is that we're very focused on getting the dam fixed.
so are the
Good for
people
you.
that don't want to be part of a pond association because they don't want anyone telling them what to do, are they aware that they might not have a pond to, or a shoreline anymore if they can't get together and, work on this as a group?
We got all kinds of personalities.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Fortunately, Nichols, we all kind of get along. But we're
yeah,
a
we're not
smaller
quite as
group.
big as six or
over
seven
there.
of you, yeah.
We have a smaller group.
Yeah.
Those associations
Uh,
are all what they're cracked up.
I know, they're kind of just a name on a.
Well, they're gonna love it when our reappraiser comes around next year and knocks on everybody's door.
Well, if the dam's still there, we'll probably all pay a little bit more in taxes. If the dam's not there, we'll pay about half.
Less,
Yeah, you pay a lot less.
Yeah.
No shoreline.
Yeah, that shoreline goes away and it becomes a stream again. Then we've got a 50%, probably 30 or 50% reduction in property taxes.
There probably was a pond there before and the dam just augmented. That's true of Nichols. There was a body of water there before.
Yeah.
Was that dam built in the, like 1900, late 1800s,
It's
1900s?
96 years old.
Okay, so that is about this. Nichols was built in like 1900 is my memory.
Yeah.
We're a couple years behind.
So, yeah.
How many cans on that lake, on that pond?
38.
Yeah.
So I can
all
only-
along the east shore.
What's that?
All along the east shore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I heard that, all the lumber company land finally got conserved.
Yes, it's conserved. Yeah, we
Yeah.
just learned that, the Conservation Commission learned that
Yeah.
their name last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know exactly what.
So there you go. Now your property's worth even more. We'll
I
see.
So why don't you help us out then? Because you're gonna benefit from that.
I think unfortunately, like tonight, I don't think we're in a position to sign anything, or at least I'm just speaking for myself. I'm not ready to enter in an agreement this evening. I think there's too many questions still to be answered. I realize you guys are in a time crunch,
Yeah.
but
Can we
that
put
feels to me like the right thing to do for the town at the moment, is to
Can
say,
we put some guardrails on this, like how long to make this decision? A
Well,
couple weeks, a week?
I think what we need to do is I think we need to come back with an updated MOU that spells things out a little bit more clearly.
I agree, but I also really like the idea of phasing this. Trying to get agreement to a phase one, no commitments, there's no construction project involved, it's a survey. If this were truly just a survey, would you agree to be a fiscal sponsor just to get that done? And then go to phase two, and then, step through it.
So the survey
Those
is one
people-
amount and then your engineering is the next phase, right?
The next phase, yeah.
I think we'd still probably want an MOU for even that.
Who wrote the
That
one that you
engineering phase.
submitted?
Or sorry, the surveying phase.
Who wrote what?
The MOU that you submitted.
Probably your town or Hardwick. I came to me from Opie. So
This is the Nichols and
this is the
Woodbury
old
for
agreement
Nichols Pond.
to do Nichols Pond.
But somebody reworked it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
but
we
it's-
substituted Nichols for East Long Pond.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty
it's
much.
verbatim, it's verbatim the
Oh,
agreement
okay.
for,
Oh, okay.
that was used for Nichols Pond.
So maybe you should have an attorney too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we can rework this to be very
I mean,
clear.
Hardwick Electric would want, have they looked at yours? that yet?
They're looking at it,
They
we'll
want
hear about that tomorrow at
You
10.
probably have an attorney to look at that.
If we give you a short agreement that indemnifies you from any risk related to the dam, would that work for getting just through this Pierce phase, you think?
I'd love to see it, and then we would give it to our attorney. And I know it seems like we're being super cautious here, but it's.
I don't think it
No,
is.
it's fair, and
Yeah.
we absolutely realize, you know, the position you guys are in. We read your agenda and your minutes and what have you, so we know what you've been through with,
Yeah.
you know, FEMA rescinding grant money and what have you, we get it.
Okay.
But we, you know, we're really desperate to get something moving before the snow flies.
Yeah.
So if we can give you a shortened agreement that purely addresses just that first phase of surveying, you know, that would be, can we get on the agenda again in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
It's gonna be three.
But if you can get it,
I
it's
think
gonna be
it's 3 weeks.
But
to
if you
get
can
to
get
this.
it,
Could we
weeks?
set up a checking
3 weeks.
account?
Can we?
Yeah, and then just oversee that $12,000.
That's what I was suggesting,
Yeah.
that their own,
Pretty
the
simple.
only thing they wouldn't have is the sign off for people who are giving the.
Let's try to go down this road. I mean, this is the right way to do it.
but what is their hesitation about that? I mean,
Because this is the structure, structurally, I just know, other than the fact that we're just gonna have to redo it, and like, it feels like this part of the project, in order for us to truly go out and to do the fundraising, we have multiple meetings set up, and they're all asking for a fiscal sponsor that is a 501c3. And we could go out and set up a checkbook, but like, what does that do for me?
It gets your site survey done.
yeah, which
True, that may
And
be
it
the last
gives more
resort.
time to
Yeah.
figure out.
That may be a last resort, I agree, but this is the right way to do it. If we're preparing for March, like, we're already behind. And like, we need to like get this stuff going. And we made a ton of progress in the last 6 months. So like, I'd like to give you a draft of a phase 1 agreement and just see how you like it, come back in 2 or 3 weeks and see what you think.
And maybe have somebody from Hardwick Electric. I mean, the work should be worked out between you, the town, and Hardwick Electric.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you know what to have in the MOU to begin with.
I agree. Yeah, if I were to do it over again, I kind of wanted to I thought I would get a dialogue going with sending 2 agreements out and then fine tune it with a lawyer, you know, whatever. So we'd have like an MOU that worked for both parties. But, you know, I'm not used to going to select board meetings, and so like, I understand how this works now. I agree that we all should be in the same room to knock this out, and so that would have been a better approach.
Yeah, I think it's unlikely you get the Hardwick Electric Commissioner to come to one of our meetings, but
Why
why
not?
not? No, he's overseeing like 3 electric departments
Yeah,
now.
he's a busy fellow.
Yeah,
And he's got Caspian, and he's got the Jackson Dam, and
He's got a lot of squeaky wheels and.
so if anybody needs to come
We're
to have
trying
a meeting
not to
with
be a
them.
squeaky wheel by solving the problem ourselves.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
With cooperation of Woodbury and the cooperation of Hardwick, who ultimately is liable. But, you know, they also have within their constraints, they have no ability to spend a penny on this. So
yeah.
Yeah, they
it
can't.
becomes, if we care, we will figure out a way to fix it.
Who's dating from Hardwick?
What's that?
Who's coming from Hardwick? Who are you meeting with from Hardwick?
Oh, Scott Johnstone from Hardwick Electric.
He's the
He's the general manager.
general manager from Hardwick Electric.
They still have a board of trustees too.
Yeah, the electric department has its own board, and the town has their own board.
Yeah.
They don't-
All right, well, we've taken up enough of your time, so I appreciate.
When is the next meeting? Can we just confirm
It's
that?
the second,
14.
the second Monday.
Is
I
next
think
week is
in
the
this case
The
it's 3
14th.
weeks.
Yeah, 14.
Can you put us on the agenda?
Sure.
I'm actually in town then.
Oh, wow, amazing. You're gonna have to drive out from Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
You bet.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Sorry, it seemed like we were.
Susan, I didn't realize last time we met, you're Dr. Pearson's daughter.
I am.
Oh, I love him. I'm
That's
sure
the way
everybody
I
tells
am.
you, I know
We all
he
do.
does. Yeah, really, yeah.
I miss him.
I bet. The new crew's good though.
What's that?
The new crew down there is good. The Crosby.
You go to them?
Yeah.
I'm getting 2 crowns on Thursday. Those are all my cousins.
Oh, that's what you're in town for.
Well, you know, I just like to pile it all in for fun.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Alright.
Thank
Thanks.
you. If you guys think of anything else that, you know, you have concerns about, please email us
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we'll figure out how to
All right.
address it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
you bet. Have a good evening.
Yeah, you too.
Oh, here we go.
Peter, let's get to you so you can get home. Bedtime's
Oh.
right around the corner.
I'd like to start with the bridge.
Mhm.
They're planning on paving it tomorrow,
Right.
and they're paving 20 feet beyond each end of the bridge, which that would end up, if we don't pave a small section of it, that would end up leaving 12 feet of dirt road in between our paved apron and their paved bridge.
I wondered about that, cause you said 12 feet, and I looked at that today, and there's more than 12 feet between the bridge and the pavement.
But
That explains
because they're
it.
paving 20
Thank
feet
you.
Yeah,
beyond the bridge.
Either side of the bridge, they're gonna
Yeah.
pay 20 feet.
So, I strongly encourage letting them pave from the apron that we have
Mm-hmm.
out through to the end of their scope of
Their
work.
pavement, yeah.
And I back up that encouragement.
And you said the estimate was about $8,000?
It's $8,000 and it will be a little bit less. There was some discussion about that initial,
There's the mobilization fee, right? That he was
Yeah,
gonna try to
yeah.
remove.
that and there's one other thing. But yeah, and the town did help with the prepping of the road today, so that is gonna knock some of the fee off too. We provided a truck, but it's gonna be, if that 12 feet isn't paved, it's gonna be muck,
Yeah,
all winter, your salt from the bridge, salt from Route 14, and then muck, and then freezing and potholes. You know, it's been.
So you're gonna have to salt that section
and
then?
there's no way I'd be able to grade a 12-foot stretch.
Is what?
There's no way I'd be able to grade a 12-foot stretch
Oh,
of
no.
dirt.
So-
You know, in between two pieces of pavement, I mean, that would
Right.
be ridiculous.
No, that would be crazy.
So last week, cause I'm in favor of paving it, but last, cause I brought it up, last week, the concern was whether there is sufficient base. So what I hear you saying, like implicitly in this, there's sufficient base.
So they put in a new base in that section today. They've already prepped it
Yeah.
for paving.
Yeah.
They were gonna pave, I thought they were gonna pave Wednesday, but they moved it
They
to
moved it
to tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Oh, cause I know last time we were talking about this, I was talking about, you know, if we ever did pave up to the school, we'd have to put a good base in there. It'd have to be
Yeah.
dug up and put a good base in
So we're
there.
not
But
gonna think about
but
that.
before knowing that they were going to do 20 feet on either side, I mean, that area is always a moonscape. We
Yeah.
should just do it, is my opinion.
Mhm.
I agree. I don't know that we need to talk about it even anymore.
Okay, so let's vote on it. I agree that, I make a motion that we finance the pavement on the 12 feet between one piece of asphalt and the other.
Discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So I have one other comment. They did send a proposal. The figure is not right. I think it would be good for the town to get a new proposal after the fact, which is kind of weird, but you know, it's just a time constraint. And then either Peter could sign it or I could sign it if you would, so that you guys we don't have to track you down to get it signed. Just for a paper document for the work that's done.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so-
And that's the one that says 8,000 something?
Yeah, $8,381.10, but that's the figure will be different. But
Okay,
and we'll find out what that is after they've done the work, and then we'll get this piece of paper, it'll be signed so that everything is, the paperwork is there too.
We can authorize either one of you to sign that, I think.
Right,
Yeah.
and the person that we've been dealing with, Blacktop, he said a verbal, statement would be fine for them. I mean, we've sort of already done that.
right,
We said, we're pretty sure the select board will approve this.
Yeah.
Please do the prep work today so that you can pave it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, and apologies for doing that, but there was a time constraint,
Yep.
and we thought we would have till Wednesday, so they would have done the prep work tomorrow after whatever happened tonight happened.
Yep.
But that's not the way.
yeah, things happen.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask him to send the proposal for the amount that they're gonna be billing us for. And then, and I assume it will come out of the paving fund.
Yeah, it doesn't have to,
Well, that'll be up to you guys.
yeah.
We don't even
You
need
know,
to talk
we
about
have
it.
a,
Yeah, okay, so let's move
we
on.
Let's talk about
also have-
something else.
we already have a lot of other money on that project coming out of somewhere, maybe.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Then other than that, I think I've got at least 3 or 4 more days on this grant project here at Valley Lake.
Yeah.
And then we will be moving to Foster Hill. We're gonna try to get that section of that grant work done before September 30th. I think is the deadline for that one. So as soon as I finish this one, I'll be moving to Foster Hill to do that grant job.
Great.
And hopefully Thursday I'll be grading this week, because I'll be here by myself.
No?
All by yourself Thursday?
I'll be all by myself Thursday.
Yeah. Why?
Tim is taking the day off, and Lewis does not work Thursdays.
Oh,
So that leads us to the other thing, is that we have the introduction of a new hire. If you wanna inform everybody, well, we know, but you can, for the camera, you can.
John Phelps.
Yep.
He's accepted the job, and he's starting on September 2nd. Would be his first day to start working for us, and he'll be starting on September 2nd, but he's already asked if he could take EMT classes, which they're in EMT classes.
EMT?
Yes.
Okay.
So there'll be a couple days that he won't be able to be here right off in the
Is that something that the fire department puts on?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be on Fridays and Saturdays, I think. I haven't
So if he's doing that because he's on the fire department,
guess.
so we don't pay him for those days?
No.
Okay.
Oh, you guys don't work on Friday anyway?
No,
Yeah,
but we will be.
Or you will be, yeah. Okay,
We will be in October.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're excited to have a
Yeah, really.
third member of the crew, so that's great news.
We desperately needed a third full-time.
Yeah, we did. Go ahead, Rob.
My question is, when there is a fire call, does that mean both of them leave to go to that fire call, and we still only have one person working the roads?
No, I've already spoke to both of them about that. I don't mind if they go to a fire call once in a while if we don't have nothing too severe going on. But they also know that, like, if we're plowing snow, or if we're in the middle of a changing culvert and we have the road dug up, they can't leave.
Yep.
You know, they have to be here.
That's the agreement we had with Alfie, right?
Yeah.
Now, will it alternate between them? Like, let's say we have a call on Monday, Tim goes to that call. We have a call on Tuesday, does John go to that call?
It could work out that way. So that way I always have somebody here.
Yep.
Well, thank you for finding him, however you did that. And convincing him that he'd like to work here, so,
Yeah, it took a lot of convincing
yeah,
to find somebody to come to work.
yeah.
Thanks for hanging in there.
It wasn't.
It's good. It seems like we talk about this every week, but I think Diana has been in touch with the attorney regarding the 550. You want to? Update.
He had some, I made a copy here. For one thing, he said he wouldn't be the attorney to handle this, he would have to, refer us to somebody else. And, he said in order to know if a lawsuit would be worth it, we need to have a factual basis for any such position. So I asked him, and I just asked him today, if we should go ahead with that guy who was gonna look at.
I'll reach out to Ford. I haven't had a chance.
What?
I'll reach out to Ford. I haven't had a chance, but I'll
Oh,
reach
okay.
out to Ford because these things are like we shouldn't be throwing money out after it if there might be something that they'll do.
Right.
Let's find that out first.
Yeah.
So I haven't had a chance to do anything with
But
it.
that mechanic who was gonna look at it was not gonna charge a lot of money, right? He said he was gonna charge whatever his hourly rate is.
Yeah, and I don't know how long it would take him.
Yeah.
I just don't know that it gains us anything.
So
Like
I'm
I
sorry?
don't know that it gains us anything.
Well,
We spending
Yes.
money, but if we don't,
You're not at that point yet.
like if we know the engine's blown, it gains us something if we're getting into a fight. But if we don't know that we're getting in a fight, then it doesn't gain us anything.
Well, that would be nice not to have a
I
fight.
mean, because if Ford says that there's nothing that they're going to do about it, then.
Yeah, at that point, it might be worth something, because then, at that point, we might be getting in a fight.
Or if they tell you they need documentation to move forward, then.
Yeah, that would be a
And
reason
then you go
too.
the way they want the
Yeah.
documentation.
So that's kind of what this attorney is saying, that there has to be some evidence before you go ahead for.
So Peter, more critically though, this is going to take a minute, and ideally, how soon? We've already talked about not replacing the 550 with another 550, but with something a little bit smaller that's maybe a little more versatile. When in an ideal world, when would you have that vehicle?
Before snow.
Before snow. So yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'd like to, if we were going to replace it with something, I'd like to see it by the latest of October.
Okay.
Okay.
That's soon.
So then, at that point, we could decide whether to keep the old truck and not get the $7,000 trade-in and continue to fuss about whose fault was it, or just trade it in.
Can you repeat your question again?
We'd have to make a choice whether to keep the truck so that we can continue to hope that Ford would come through with something.
Or trade it in $7,000.
Yeah, or trade it
Or-
for $7,000.
Or we repair it on our own dime and sell it.
For
Because if it's worth 35, then we'd still come out ahead. So do we have a sense of the repair cost? We know what we were told originally.
$15,000 to repair.
And he quoted me for 15,000 for a.
Yeah, so basically that means we need to clear 22 in a sale to come out ahead of the trade-in,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so if we have any confidence we can clear 22, then, and we have confidence, if we have any confidence that that repair bill, that's the amount that would stay, then, like I said, we really only have to clear 22 to come out ahead. So if we can clear 22 on the sale, then we don't really have to worry about, we don't have to treat this as one transaction.
We could go ahead and purchase the other
Yeah.
vehicle.
And so it's really our confidence, and is that what it would take to repair it? And could we clear 22 with it?
I'm not clear what you mean when you say clear 22, you mean?
If we could get more than 22 with a sale,
Okay, yeah.
so like if we have a repair cost estimate, and then, so that's one variable,
Uh-huh.
and then we have sale, like those are the two numbers.
Okay.
we had, because we were told that.
15 and 7, is that what you're doing?
We were told that we'd get 7,000 for a trade-in.
Right, okay.
So if the repair cost doesn't change, then that just means that we would have to beat $22,000 in the sale to come out ahead. These don't have to be the same transaction, that's all I'm saying, if we have any confidence in any of those numbers.
They might need not to be the same transaction.
Yeah.
If this drags on, we just might need to move ahead
Right.
with the purchase of another vehicle
Is there
so
any,
that you can,
And then that would change the number I gave you guys for the purchase of the truck.
That's
If we didn't have the trade-in on that.
Yeah,
That's
$7
$7
grand.
right, yeah.
But you might get better trade without the trade.
Right.
Buying it outright, you may absorb some of that $7,000,
yeah,
which now you're into it for less than 7. And then with a motor, if it's a warranted motor, you're gonna push that value up even more.
Right.
You got 30,000 mile truck with a warranty motor,
Mm-hmm.
then you're gonna push toward 50,000.
Right.
is there any time delay to get a truck, say a 350, with whatever you need? Like, we had to wait a year for the other truck, but
No.
no, okay.
No, there's no time delay like that. They don't have to put bodies on these trucks. They don't have to build them for
Oh, okay.
plowing because they're not that big of a truck.
But they do come with the price you got was with a plow and a sander?
Yes.
Okay.
And I understand we were waiting for the new fiscal year to begin. Is that right? To think about this purchase, which I think.
It has begun.
It has begun
Yeah.
at this point, so we should probably circle back to Lily when,
Mhm.
you know, and just.
Yeah, because I know the last time we spoke about this, Lily said that if we were going to do it, that she thought we could do it, you know, about mid-September, end of September,
Okay.
to purchase the truck.
It's probably worth reaching back out to those folks and letting them know that we're interested one way or another,
Mhm.
right? Whether we do this as, whether we resolve the 550 issue or not, letting them know that we're serious about it for mid-September, so
Okay.
that you're not without that vehicle for the winter.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will reach out to them next week.
It would be interesting to know whether that
You're good.
15,000
Yeah.
estimate from
Maybe we should tee that up
McKean
because we need to work.
was realistic
It's not
or
a
whether.
big deal.
I can also ask and I can also
You
see
can ask
if
the people in Hardwick.
ask another Ford garage on what they would give me for a number for replacing the motor, to see if the 15,000 is, you know, believable number.
That'd be good.
Feels low.
Would you want McGee to redo the work if they're the
No.
ones that were?
No, no.
Okay, good.
That's why we'd be good to check with Hardwick or
Yeah.
they might have given us a,
Yeah, there's a level of trust that's.
exactly.
Well, it seems like we have a good plan. Anything else in the road report? That's
I don't
good?
have nothing for you.
Good.
It's been pretty basic. I've been focusing on this grant job, so.
Yeah.
I can give you a quick, I was hoping to give you a total update on the color project, but obviously the paving's gonna happen tomorrow. There are still guardrails that need to get put on. I'm hoping that I'll have an answer, I was hoping to have an answer tonight about when they'll actually be done and the road can be reopened. But I should have an answer tomorrow.
How about the difference in elevation between the barn floor and the new pavement?
There's always been a difference. And I think our road crew will probably need to do some work to smooth out where it was dug out by the old store, that garage in the back, which I don't think it's a garage anymore, it's more a workshop.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we should do something
What kind of
to
drainage or
repair that,
something?
and there was never any mention of plopping cement blocks on the church property, so I'm trying to get a hold of, I think it's Jeff Thompson that sort of oversees the,
Yeah, yeah.
and the town should probably make an effort to reestablish that, the lawn that got
Or the app or
destroyed.
the contractor.
Yeah, yeah, they had never mentioned that they were gonna be using that property.
Yeah, we just did.
So I never contacted them to get
Mm.
any kind of permission. But I'm a little worried that, I mean, just to make,
I haven't looked to see how messy it is,
it's not too bad.
more than raking and seeding.
Raking and seeding would be about, I had to do something similar on the other side of the church when the town dug a test pit
Oh,
there for a project that never happened.
Mm.
Because it was full of ledge.
sure.
And then for the road crew, I did the repair work,
Mm.
which was just putting the sod back and, so. And I do want to ask the select board to consider, for this project, there was a water line that was broken.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to make 2 trips to Williston with the water samples in my personal car, and I'm wondering if it would be okay if I asked for mileage for that.
Of course it is.
Okay.
An hourly rate.
Yeah. Well, I was planning on charging the hours involved with that, like
Yeah.
my town highway assistant,
Yeah.
but the mileage was something that I'm not sure. Okay.
Thank you for taking care of that.
Mhm.
Peter, did you have a resident get hold of you today about changing an access up on Valley Lake Road?
Right up here, yes.
Okay,
I have to, with the state grant guy, I have to take the berm off that driveway anyways.
okay.
And when I do that, it's going to do exactly what that landowner wants.
So does he still have to fill out an access?
I don't think so because, I mean, he may have to just for the fact that it is changing his driveway.
Okay,
But for what the grant wants is I have to stop the water from coming down his driveway into the road. I have to make it come off onto the bank, down the bank and
Right.
into the ditch.
Mm.
And that is basically gonna widen the end of his driveway like what he
Okay.
wants, once I finish doing my work.
yeah.
So is that the one we were talking about today?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you did finally get in touch with the guy?
Yeah, he came, he actually walked up today while we were there working.
Oh, sure.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Welcome.
Have a good night. Good.
You as well.
All right, let's see it. We'll move on to the town clerk's report. Graham,
Hey, Graham.
still awake?
No. Okay, I'll sit down first. We have some overdue dog licenses. What is the approach you'd like me to take? I could gladly send Ed there with the doggy paddy wagon and rile some people
I
up.
don't think that's
That would be very
Has
neat.
there been any attempt to contact people? I mean, what do you get, 12 or 15 people on that list?
14.
14. One thing that was successful in the past was to just make a little poster to hang up right by where people come in, in the little windows there with that naughty list. And sometimes people will give you some
Shame.
information. Yeah, Shane. Oh, I gotta call my neighbor and let her know, or so-and-so's dog has died, and, so. Yeah. But I don't think we need to, I don't know. Whatever happened with that dog bite up in West Woodbury? Did you get that one?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it yet, but.
Oh.
I don't know if it was West
Very
Woodbury,
good.
but it was a dog bite that you sent to me recently.
Yeah, that was West Woodbury.
It was, yeah.
Okay, so
So
let me know what I'm supposed to do.
How much is a dog license, just out of curiosity?
So they're gonna have additional late fees?
Yes,
Yeah, so we're up to what?
$13, $19.
13, 19 if they're not spayed, or they're 13.
Oh, so they only went up $1.
Maybe it's 15 and 19 then.
Okay.
And what if they never do it, and then next year, does it reset for them? Can
Yes.
they come back in? It does.
Yeah.
And so we're talking about like $280 roughly? Alright, okay.
Yeah.
What if they never pay it?
What if they never pay it? Yeah.
Does the town incur liability
Well-
of people that don't get the license and prove their
Well, we have to try, I mean, yeah.
I'm just curious. I mean, you can't.
You don't really have any
You
teeth.
can take the dog eventually, but you have to go through a whole process.
Cost you more legal fees.
Yeah, right.
Well, if you send the dog catcher out, when they can find, he can, or whoever can find them.
Right.
So it's that extra cost on top of the license.
So they, that would be, if they went to get the dog, probably that would spark something.
Mm.
If the dog's dead and they just didn't bother to pay the thing, and,
Or let the office know.
yeah. Do they ever contact them after it's not paid, just to, like, send them a notice and say,
Is there a list of people who were delinquent from last year?
Yes.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Are they on that list
No, because that list is just from this
for
year.
this year? Oh, uh-huh.
And so they've already received a postcard, right, in the mail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I have an appointment for my dog on Wednesday.
We'll be happy to take you off the list.
Not until we see the paperwork.
Yes.
I guess let's, maybe Diana's suggestions, we post it outside the town office and we'll see what happens.
All right, a wall of shame. Gotcha. Alrighty, moving along. We have, this came in earlier, no, later today. Swenson wants to extend.
Oh, we already did this.
Okay.
This is the extension to the 60 days.
Yep.
Alright, so there's that. Let's see, take that up. David Barber would like to proceed.
Oh, okay, so he plans.
So he sent in a piece of paper with a signature on it.
Okay, great.
Alright. So, it is reference in the town estate map, so we have discussed during that meeting, town highway 21 exists in its entirety within my parcel's property, and is such providing little to no ongoing benefit to the town. Once the road has been delisted, I will work with the town and state organization as needed to repair and maintain the culvert on Kingsbury Brook in accordance with Vermont Department of Environmental Conservation requirements. That's nice. So I guess I skipped the first part. I would like to move forward with the discontinuance of the Class 4 town road. Anybody want to look at that again? No. We just have to find somebody to do the paperwork. Alright, and then last but not least, there was a group that came in, I believe, the last select board meeting about a petition for an Australian ballot.
Oh, right.
They gave me some paperwork here with 40 signatures to our duplicate. They're all verified voters of our town.
Okay,
Alright.
so,
I will eventually need guidance as to when and how I'm going to run this election.
yeah. I haven't looked up the details, but I'm pretty sure I saw that it has to be warned within 60 days. That doesn't mean it has to be held within 60 days. So we might have the option to actually hold it on the same day as the primary, but that might be kind of crazy. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it has to be by Australian ballot.
But the primary already happened. You mean the actual election?
General.
Yeah,
General, yeah.
yeah, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, the general election. Yeah. So,
Yeah, because I gotta get out that warning soon. If they need 60 days.
well, like I said, 60 days to warn it. So
Right.
when this arrived, did you stamp it or something? Or was it? It needs to be confirmed what day you received it.
Gotcha.
And,
Would
so,
have been the last day, the next day after the last select board meeting.
Yep.
right. So, yeah, if you could use your little, stamp, anybody wanna look at this? Your stamp,
Yep, I'll stamp it up.
received stamp. And then somebody just has to, I'm sure somewhere there's a cheat sheet of all the process. I'll look for it on the BLCT website.
So you're gonna look up that?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Diane.
Right. So
Let
as
us
I
know.
understand it, you're gonna tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that is all she wrote for the town clerk report.
Okay.
Is there any plan between now and the general election to go over the checklist with the Board of Civil Authority?
You don't do that on election years.
No, we don't
Yeah.
have to, but
No,
I
you
know
do that on
sometimes
the
we do
odd
it.
years.
I just noticed that some towns are doing that, so it seems like a good idea. But,
All right, well, if there's nothing else, let's move on. We'll have the treasurer's report that we can take a look at. We have a fuel bid in here, I believe.
oh,
Or no, sorry, not a bid, but what would be mailed out, basically similar to a RFP.
An RFP.
right,
RFP.
RFP.
Do you know if this invitation to bid, this number is included? Like, was it, it looks like it was at 5,000 last year, and now this invitation to bid already includes the additional 1,100?
What's the additional 1,100?
Well, she's recommending on the front page.
Oh, because of that.
last year.
Yeah.
So, that was my, it wasn't clear to me whether, like, what was the invitation to bid, like, what was the bid last year? Was it for $5,000? 5,000 gallons, I should say, or, and this is like, kind of makes sense since it's 6,100, I did nothing new.
I don't know. Probably.
I had her, there were some problems with, there were references in her last draft to diesel fuel. We don't do diesel fuel in this case because they're not willing to make commitments on diesel fuel because the price goes, who knows?
So that's already been corrected.
I believe so. Diesel,
It's just heating oil and propane.
6,100, oh, so that's all for the town office is now on propane, so that's.
So, all questions regarding bidding certificate.
I'm sorry?
I was reading out loud, sorry.
No. Heating oil, pre-buy, budget rate.
The 3 sites are the town hall, town office, and the garage.
Which diesel fuel do they not bid on? That you're talking about?
I'm sorry?
Which diesel fuel are they not bidding on that they, because it was changing?
Which
You
diesel
have a
fuel?
price for diesel fuel for heating, for the buildings.
For heating, yeah.
So what about the, so how do you handle the trucks in the garage? The town garage?
I'm sorry, I can't really hear very well.
So how do you handle the purchase of fuel for the trucks on the road? and the
I guess we
highway?
just keep going with the same supplier that,
Yeah, but do you bid that every year, or is it a fixed
like
number?
I just said, I
How
think
do
we don't. Because in the past, nobody was willing to bid on it because it's just so variable.
What's the difference between heating oil and in the garage?
Okay, well, that's not up to me to figure out.
It's the same fuel.
Yeah, I don't know that answer.
It used to be you could do pre-buys on heating oil,
Yeah.
so I don't know if they treat
lock
them,
it
if the
into
contract is different.
With air suppliers?
Yeah, maybe, probably, that would be my guess.
Is there a big price difference per gallon on the heating oil for the garage and the difference in the trucks?
I don't have those. I don't have that information.
I think we
It's
get,
probably
I
just
think we
basically the
get
same price
off-road
minus
diesel
taxes.
I
But
think
there
we
shouldn't
get
be
the
any taxes on that.
Yeah, that's what I mean, it's probably basically the same price
Right.
as.
I mean, it's the same
diesel.
product.
Yeah, just without
The town is
road
exempt
tax.
from the taxes, so I mean, it should be the same.
Yeah, I don't know.
thing, but that's why I was curious.
So this looks fine to me.
Yep,
We should,
if we don't,
ask Lily to send it out.
Yeah, I'm not, it's not clear to me. It looks like it's probably, the invitation to bid is probably,
With the 5,000 plus the 1,100.
yeah, I just think that we should be clear on what are we asking to be submitted. Like, if she's suggesting that we, let's see here. She suggests to increase the bid to align with the propane usage from the previous year. So if she's suggesting that, then that implies that we should approve that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that, but
Okay.
just for clarity purposes.
How about we'll email her right now and say as long as that 6,100 gallons includes the additional 1,100, then
Yeah.
the board is,
Fine.
yeah.
I mean,
We'll
if
do
we
that
need more,
right
we'll
now.
get more. They might not even be doing fixed prices this year.
It's supposed to be a mild winter, let's hope.
Let's hope.
Really? Oh, they're nice.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't be doing pre-buys either, they'd be kinda, how can you know?
They lock in though from their suppliers. You know, so they get a certain amount of gallons and they lock into it and then that's it. But you can get burned that way too. So.
Right, right.
All right. Done. So I think we can move on from that to an update on buyouts. No asbestos bids yet, right?
Due the end of the week,
End of the week, great.
and we would have to be the one signing off on it.
Yes.
Say
So,
what?
so we would have to be the one signing off of the town would,
Okay.
so. But they're due the end of the week, so I'll be in touch once I get them.
Okay.
Are they sealed bids?
What?
They're coming into the,
Clay Point?
Clay Point's fielding them.
Oh, okay.
But then I'll just do that. He did mention that the asbestos in the town hall is easy to get to, so that should be it won't interrupt. the
You mean the, fires?
Yeah, sorry,
station?
yeah,
Yeah.
so. And a Leonard update is, our demo bidder is making arrangements to deal with the water.
To what?
Deal with the water.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay.
Any comment, Larry?
That's already taken care of. We're not gonna go inside that post office again either. So
Oh, okay. Good to know.
that'll be all
Just do it from the outside.
outside. We're gonna just go up to the T and
Yeah.
feed into the house there right away. Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Well, unless we have any other updates or other business, we can approve bills and payroll orders off camera. Unless there's any other business. entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor of adjourning at 7:51, please say aye.
All right.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.